Week 4, USFL Power Rankings. Here we go. Number 1, we got the New Orleans Breakers, who are 4-0, 2-0 in their division. The Breakers beat the Generals 20-17 in Canton last weekend. The offense is still great. West Hills went for 191 rush yards in week 3, went for 159 from scrimmage in week 4. They really needed his production to get past what I thought was an outstanding Generals defense and one of the best in the league. But now, after getting this win against what John DeFilippo called the best defense in their league, they're going to be expected to finish as the South Division champs. Now, they got another game against Birmingham a little bit further down the road, but I'm excited about what the Breakers can do in year 1 under John DeFilippo, which leads me to number 2, Birmingham Stallions, consistent there. They go to 3-1. The Stallions beat the Maulers 24-20. You play the Stallions this week, Boogie. I got you this week, right? 24-20, but you played the Stallions. Stallions also, right, just know how to win football games, which is why it was so weird to see them not finish against the New Orleans Breakers a week ago, but they're back on the good foot. They are looking to head into what I think is going to be a great clash against the Houston Gamblers. Talk about them in a little bit here or later on. Number 3, New Jersey Generals. Again, they lost to the Breakers 20-17. It's their fourth loss since the USFL return last April. And frankly, I thought they were going to pull this out. They had 176 rush yards against New Orleans, but they were negated by 105 yards of penalties. Just got to play cleaner football. You play cleaner football, you get a little bit more out of your passing game, which was only 113 yards. You probably win that game, right? Number 4, the Houston Gamblers continue to improve. They're at 2-2, 1-1 in the division. Gamblers beat the Stars 41-16. At times, it didn't even look that close in Detroit, guys. We're talking about Kenji Bahar really finding himself at the quarterback position. Mark Thompson was efficient. 13 rushes, 134 yards with 3 TDs. You will take that each and every time. They get the reigning USFL champs, Birmingham Stallions, at Protective in week 5. Very excited about that. Number 5, the Pittsburgh Maulers moved up despite a loss because I felt good about the way that they played their game. Like, we're talking about really a great defense, and what has been a great defense since the USFL's return, but an offense that just can't get out of its own way. I mean, Troy Williams played his best game so far at quarterback, 20 of 32 for 210 yards, 64 rush yards, but you're settling for 3s when you should be getting 6s. 3 trips to the red zone, 3 field goals. I understand that you have lots of faith in Chris Blewett, who's making kicks, but you got to get 6, guys. That's what it is. I mean, Ray Horton challenged him. He said, we trying to get out of diapers and get into pull-ups. They weren't able to do that in week 4. Let's see if they can get it done in week 5. Number 6, we got the Philadelphia Stars. 41-16 loss to the Gamblers in Detroit. The worst loss in the Bart Andrus era of the Philadelphia Stars, who are flirting with missing the USFL championship game for the first time in the history of the USFL, which dates back to the 1980s. Yes, we're having fun with this. We are. We realized that there was no USFL for a good damn near 40 years, but still, it's kind of fun to think about that the Philadelphia Stars have been in every championship game and may not make it if they don't figure out how to get to that second spot in the North Division. A lot of this comes back to Case Cookis, who took 6 sacks. That's more about the offensive line than it is him. Defense also gave up 463 yards and 7.5 yards per play to the Gamblers. That's not going to cut it. That's going to get you beat every week. And I think this is some tape that the Stars will probably throw out, try to forget that it happened, get back on the good foot this week. Number 7, the Memphis Showboats, who get their first win of the season against the Michigan Panthers in Detroit, 29-10. My goodness, it felt like Todd Haley had just decided, forget a run game. We're just going to toss it. And it wasn't even that they tossed it for that many yards. I think it's 151 yards that Cole Kelly had. It's that when they got into the red zone, they were able to finish and get 6. Carnell Lake's defense also came alive with 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions in their first win of the season. And I believe, it's their second win in the last 9 games coached by Todd Haley, going back to the Tampa Bay Bandit days. And then number 8, the Michigan Panthers. The Panthers lost 29-10, Showboats at Ford Field. Home teams, or I should say hub teams in Detroit, are Philadelphia and Michigan. They are winless at home, which is wild because, everybody's excited about having teams at Ford Field, but y'all got to give Motor City something to root about. You got to win some games at home, right? Josh Love has not looked like the guy that we saw in week 1 for some time, but, he and Carson Strong combined to go 19-27 for 134 with an interception apiece. Lost fumbles by Love on a strip sack, and then wide receiver Joe Walker fumbled a kick return that basically was indicative of the score. Didn't feel like Michigan was really in this game. They came apart late with some penalties and some personal fouls and unsportsmanlike penalties. They just got to get a little bit better at controlling themselves, holding on to the football, and I think they'll be right back in the mix. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.